Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you what I'm calling my lever opening card. So it opens like that. Just show you the other way. So it's like that. Okay, so I've just used an 8x8 card and I've just cut it with the Chloe's Fancy Squares number 2. So that's what we're going to make today. I've done it in different colours. So you're going to need Chloe's Fancy Squares number 2, and I've used number, just get me a bit of the paper to read it all off. Number 2, this is from the outside working in, so number 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then for the inside, which is this bit here, I've used number 8, but you don't actually cut it out on your die cutting machine. You draw around the inside of the die like that. Draw around the inside and then hand cut it out. Okay, I'll show you that. I've drawn it all out ready and I'll cut it out for you when we actually come to it. So they're the ones 2, 3, 4, 5 and number 8, but inside draw round and cut out freehand. Okay, I'll just put those to one side out of the way. So the other ones we're going to be using today, Chloe's Celebrate and my favourite, the Christmas Foliage, and we're going to use this one, Just a Little Berries, all in silver metallic wow, and we're going to use the Heart Petal, and this is, what's this one, Inkadinkadoo, it's just some flourishes. I think it's called Dot Flourishes. So that's quite a nice one. And Chloe's Happy Birthday die and stamp. Right, let's put them to one side. I've just got some Do Crafts shiny dossy things. Sparkalicious Silver Gilt, and one of the new ones, Rainbow Violet, which is very pretty. And one of the old ones, Purple Galaxy, as you can see I haven't got any left. Purple Galaxy. They're the ones we're using today. Right, I'll just put them to one side for a minute. Right. I'll pre-cut everything out. Somewhere around here is me. Oh, Happy Birthday. I've cut that out on the mirror card from one of her packs. I think it was Sugar. But the mirror, and corresponding with the matte mirror. I've used matte mirror on most of it. So let's just put this to one side. So the base is just your ordinary 8x8 card. Cut it out with the biggest one, number 2. Double cut, cuts through fine. And I've taped all the others, and I've put silver gilt round everything there. So we're just going to mat and layer that up. So let's do that now. I've pre-cut and glittered everything so it's had a chance to dry. Using a lot of that. So just hold it up. I always try and line up the middle bits. Do the next one. Oh, I've used from her new paper pad. Can't remember what it's called. called? Oh, foil paper page. Yeah, it's the new one. Geometric Rainbow. So I've used from that one. So, let's get down with this. Get rid of the excess. This is Chloe's Crystal White. And that one's fell off. So was that. Go in and get them in a minute. Right, just get them. That one. That's it. Just layer this one up. Get rid of them. Line up the middles. A lot of the glitter does ping off, but you've still got lots left. And remember to use your art glitter, dries clear for around the edge if you're using the big glitter. Right, that one's done. So we just pop that to one side for the minute. And this one, exactly the same as your base. Right. The matte mirror goes on pads. I've used 3mm. The white one on pads as well, 3mm. And the geometric one, ignore that phone number, goes on just ordinary double-sided paper, sticky tape. Right, let's stick these down. I'll do what I did before. I just take off the first 2 layers. Like that. And then I'll stick it down. Remember, line it up as best you can. And then I go in from underneath. And get them ones. This way if you do stick it down, you haven't got to take, and it's wrong, you haven't got to take them all off, because 9 times out of 10 it ruins the card. Right. Okay, so that's that bit. And then we'll stick this bit. Take it the same again. Sure that bit's at the top. Place it down. And go in. Just pull them off like that. Stick it down. This one is just double-sided tape. Okay, stick that one down. You can turn it over, give it a little swish. Okay. And silver gilt has got the lilac and yellow bits in it, so it brings out the colours in it. Right. Now let's get to, this is my template I did for the actual working inside. So the measurements for this, I cut it out first and creased it before I drew my little number 8 on there. So the measurements you need are, it's an actual, you want the length of an A4 Crystallina white, Chloe's. So you're just cutting the width down. Don't remember writing that down, but it's about 12.9. So you want to cut 12.9 and then the length of the paper, which is A4, so don't take any of the length, which is just under 11 3/4. Okay, so and then mark, I did it with just a pencil and a ruler, so measure across there 7.3, little pencil mark, 7.3 across the bottom, pencil mark, and across here is 11.3 from the last pencil, 11.3 on the bottom from the last pencil down, and then you want 11.1 and 11.1 from the last pencil. And then just get your ruler and a bone folder, we're going old school, and you literally just line it up and go down with your bone folder a couple of times, and that one as well. And then fold, and you want, this is the base, so you want to fold that one up and then the little flap back, so it looks like that and opens that way. The first one I did that way, back to front. It's got to be base with this bit coming over and then the little flap on top, because that is going to go onto the front of the card, that is going to go onto the back of the card. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out, and it's just hand cut, so I've got my little snips, and you want to be just careful. Now I'm just going to check the card inside. Yeah, when you cut it out, you want to cut away, you see the crease here, you want to cut that away here, just on this bit here, up there. You just want to leave the fold here and here, so cut it away there and there. So cut it away. There. Just being overcautious. Right, and I'm going to start here. and go over it afterwards and rub out the pencil marks. Depending on how good you are at cutting out, it's not going to be perfect. Mine was not perfect. But I did try it and do it on the machine, I just couldn't get my head around it, so instead of wasting more paper, I just thought, oh, I'll just cut it out by hand. To there. Okay, I'm going to go around to this one. Just go back on myself, I hate cutting backwards, but and we've got to cut that little bit out. I did that with a knife. I can hardly see my pencil marks on this one. Okay, that's that bit done. Now with the knife, very gently cut that down. If you don't feel confident doing it with a knife, use your scissors. Mind your fingers. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to be able to take that little bit out. And cut that bit out there. That's it. So that is your little fold. So let's get the card back. It's just a bit of right. Just place it down. You want to get it as centralised as you can. There's no glue, there's no sticky tape on it or anything at this point. We just want to get it just to make sure that it's all even. Just place that on top, hold that. Yeah. And that is going to open that bit. It's going to be stuck there, and we're just going to do the bunny ears with a double tape. So I'm going to put some on there now. And we'll push it down with the bone folder, make sure it's stuck properly. And then exactly the same on the underside here. Stick it down. There. What I tend to do, I stick this bit first. I just found it easier to do it this way. So bunny ears or dog ears. I think they're really bunny ears. Because we need to make sure that this is going to match. I'm holding it inside so it doesn't move, like that. That lines up. That lines up. Push it down. And then if it's wrong, we can easily take it off because we've only just done it with bunny ears. That looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to take that and take them off. Flip that over and you can get that one. So that's them gone. Now this is a bit more tricky. I don't know where the other one went. Never mind. Yeah, this is a little bit more tricky. So when you've done your bunny ears, you're placing it down exactly the same. Okay, so when you put it on, before you stick, make sure you haven't stuck it the wrong way up this way, that way. Just double check, make sure it's the right way. Okay, just hold it as best you can, like that. Match up your corners of your underneath cards. See if they match. If you're off a couple of millimetres, don't worry. I think I'm quite happy with that. And I'm going to pick the whole thing up, turn it over, and give that a little squash there. And then pick that up. I'm going to take that one off. That one. That one. And flip this over, lift it up, and you'll get this bunny ear. Yeah. And stick it down. Everything's covered. Lovely glitter. Covered. Right, just pop it back. Give it a little squash down. Make sure it's stuck. Pick it up. And have a little squash down. Okay. And that's what I'm calling my lever fold card. Okay. It's quite straightforward. Okay. So I'm going to put the happy birthday. I've got all my little bits, the flowers. This is just on heat-proof acetate with Wow silver metallic Wow powder, and in the middle this is the purple galaxy. You can just slightly see it there. And my flowers, I've had the marbles in drying, as you can see. I presume, I'm hoping they're all dry. They look dry. And I stuck them in the middle with the Dries Clear Glitter glue. So they're all dry. And that's on Chloe's white vellum. Right, let's just put them to one side. I'll put the sentiment, I've cut that large so that I can show you how I line mine up. I don't do it the normal way. They're the little flourishes from the Inkadinkado. They're quite pretty, just on acetate, heat-proof acetate. And we've got 10 of these, the little berry ones, and they're covered in the silver gilt. And I've got 4 of the spray ones, and they're covered in the new rainbow violet, which is beautiful. So Let's get rid of my marbles. Right, let's start layering up the flowers. I'm going to put the happy birthday on afterwards because I don't, if it moves then it's just going to ruin it, so I'll stick that on after. Okay, just double check that it is the right way. It is. So I will start laying up the flowers. So you want the big one? In the corner. I'm just going to give it a little scrunch up there. Got my silicone. Hopefully it's all dried up. Doesn't take long to open it. There we go. Takes longer to get off my fingers. Is that working? Yeah, here we go. So, quite a bit on there. So you can squish it. Like that. And then you want your two medium. Just give them a little bit of a squitch. Like that. Put that one there. Put that one there. And then I'll just put these ones around. Let's just squidge them up. This one you're probably going to need marbles again when you put the acetate in. And these ones just go on there. On there, and then two in the middle. Just trying to copy my other card. And the other one there. Just going to put him up right so I can see him. First one I made them, they're quite laid down, so this one I've just squashed them up a little bit, give it a little bit of dimension on it. Right, now these ones, I'm going to get the marbles back again, ready. So, I think we need to put the foliage and little berry bits and all sorts in first. I'm going to cut the towels off. That's already done. I haven't de-dusted all of these ones, I'm sure they'll be alright. So all these little berries go around the outside. Just pop them in. There's a cat here there, get him out. Just put a little bit of pressure on the underneath. Right, I'm going to put all the glue on these so I can just pick them up. That'll do for the minute. Right, so make sure you get one at the top pressure. And at the bottom. There. And then with the rest, just even them out as they go down. And because it's on silicone, it won't dry so quick, so if they're in the wrong place, you can move them around a little bit. And I'll put them in with the dry's cleared before and it's dried and I needed to move them. So I tend to use the silicone for this. So I just pop these in. One right on the corner. Perfect. On there. They're all moving themselves around a little bit. Yeah, that's in there. Yeah, that's okay. Right, now these ones I put in, I might need to give them a little trim. Yeah. Just a little tiny trim off so you're not losing this little bit here. Even though last time I trimmed it too much and it fell off. Okay, so we'll pop that one about there. You can't really see it, but we know it's there. Put that one there. And then you want to get your little spray ones and then chop the points off, not too close down, otherwise you'll chop off one of his tentacles. Right, and just place it. Don't like that. Get rid of that. Alright. Try again. That's better. So I'm going to go in that way. Not tending to put anything in his part here because the sentiment's going to go up there. And we're going to do another one of these, sort of offset to the side so it just sticks up a little bit. This one, you can go in there, so he sticks up. Is he going to sit there nicely? I think he'll be alright. Right, now we come to the flowers. I have squished them that way, just on the ends. Just gives them a bit of dimension. And I've folded them up into the middle. I think they're not completely dry with the glitter on them. But just folded in all of the petals and gave them a squish on the outside, and that's to all of them. And that was exactly the same what I did with these ones as well. So the big one, You can see it's not clear yet, so it is still a little bit wet, but I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in with this one. This is the Dry as Clear Cosmic Shimmer, so it's a little bit thicker than this one, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to rough up the inside like I did before. Gives it something to hold on to. Marble at the ready. It's not going to stay there. I'm just going to get a big ball tool and I'm going to offset it so it's going to match the bottom one. I'm going to go straight down. I'm just going to hold it for a couple of seconds. Then put the marble in. Don't think that's enough weight. No, it's just bringing it back up again. Let's just hold it a little bit longer, see what happens. We can put the glue in the middle. Rough up the centres. It's sticking better. So we'll do this one. So line it up at the bottom, which is underneath that one. There. Oh, that's one I forgot. Okay, marble in. Oh, picking back out. Might have to change it to silicone. We'll see. Just going to turn it round. Let's put this one in. Once it's properly dry, I'll pick these ones up underneath. I might be able to do it now. No, I'm not going to leave it in case it dislodges anything. It's not going to stay. Just hold it a bit longer. Might need to go with silicone, I'm afraid. Don't really want to use silicone, but right, let's hope that these ones play ball. Because these are smaller, so it might be a bit awkward using the marbles. Just hold it for a bit. How's that going? Just squish it up a little bit. Hopefully this might be dry by the time we go to put the happy birthday in. Otherwise it's going to be a mess. I have to think of something else. In hindsight I should have stuck these ones in as well. They could have been all stuck. Last one. At least with this card it opens out flat so we can still work on other bits. Right, I'm just going to pop that in. Right, hopefully, let's just give me a little hold the line down longer. I'm going to be doing this, and if you've got a Tonic Studio, the little guillotine, or what's the other one? It's mine. Oh, Tim Holt. I think mine's Tim Holt's. I've got the big one is Tonic, but my little one is Stay. Just move him over. Put that back in there for a minute. Right, let's get my yeah, mine's Tim Holt's, made by Tonic Studio. Let's put this over here. Right. Now, the way I do this is probably all wrong, but it works for me. Because I want this to be exactly straight. So, on the bottom of the two Y's, I'm going to line up my guillotine, because on this guillotine, only on the small ones, not on the large one, you get like a little edge. So if I line that up to the bottom with this, move that back as far as it'll go, and line up the bottom of the Y's, hold it tight, cut it down, and it gives you a slightly little edge. And then you can place that nice straight edge up against your straight edge here. Move this back, the guide, put it down, turn it round, so you've got a straight edge. Do exactly the same again, line it up with the highest letter, hold it, pull it down. The last one. So that is completely straight all the way around. Okay, get rid of them. And then I put that on pads. I'm going to show you the way that I do things. It's just a little bit different. So, stick that down, exactly the same again, lift it up, pull it back to the edge of the white, and this gives you your other edge. And because I'm working on an edge, I'm not butting it up the straight edge, I'm just using the white card here as my guide. Pop it out. And that's how I do mine. So it's exactly all the way round. Right, let's get to them. Now this is a little bit different. Let's put that on the silicone. Okay. Try and get rid of some of this. Put him out of the way for the minute. Is that on pads? It is on pads. So what I'm going to do, turn it back over. Put your pads on it now. And I'm just going to cut that in half. So that's ready because we're going to just stick it straight on. Okay, so now I get my glue. What we're going to have around the edge? I think we'll have silver. I think silver gilt. I've actually got other colours all on me. Let's try and get rid of some of that. So I glitter after. I don't always glitter after, but a lot of the time I do. Because it's raised, you can do it. If it's, I've tried it flat and it is a bit awkward, because you do tend to go on the underneath one. Turn it round. With the big chunky glitter, you don't have to worry about being exactly straight. If you do get glitter underneath, just run your brush underneath it, because we're going to be doing that next. Exactly the same. Okay, because you've put the pads on already, you can hold it and you can just stick it on while you're waiting for it to, the glue to set. Right, let's just put this back in here. Put that back on, no accidents. Right. So, I'm going to pick him up. Let's get a bit of that. Okay, I'm just going to take these off. Just on the corners. Just tap them down. Stick it down. And that's on the card. That could be drawing with the flowers. And then we just open it up gently. Find the happy birthday. Now, sometimes I'll put the glue on the back of my hand to do it, and sometimes I'll just go really finely over it. I'm going to go finely over it today and see if it, because we're not working on mirror card, so we won't get any bits dribbling down or anything. Just be careful if you're doing it this way, you don't want too much on because it does leak out when you place it down. Just make sure you get the edges in case the middle doesn't work. If you haven't got the edges, then it's going to lift. Oh, pence. That's what you don't want to do. Right, let's pick it up gently. I'll wait till that's dry and I'll peel it off. But just place it down like that. Try and get some of these off. I've got one of those rubbers that gets rid of dried glue, so I think I'm going to wait. I'm not going to mess it up because my fingers might be dirty and you'll get grease and all sorts of things rubbing off onto it. Or if you do it and you think, oh my god, I'm just going to leave it, you can make a feature of it and you can just sprinkle some light glitter over it, like the Crystallina or something like that. But you'll see when I put it on my page on Chloe's with the other card that I did, then hopefully it will be alright. So I'm not going to shut the card up now because it's going to stick onto this, so I'm just going to leave it. So have a look on Chloe's page and I'll put the finished one on there. I will put the finished with these in because I'm just going to leave that to dry now for a couple of hours. Hope you've enjoyed making this one. Not exactly as I planned it to go, but nothing ever goes completely right in card making or scrapbooking or crafting. So, tune in to the next time when hopefully I don't make a mess of it.